You want to come in? It's cold out. You want to come in or no? Yes or no? Coming in? I want to see if they have an app. So let's go to AI. How do you type? Type to. How do I enable microphone on keyboard?
Did you know your Windows computer can help you to?
Oh.
Did you know your Windows that you had another tic-tac-toe?
So there's this guy following me on named Brahmin, right? Following me on TikTok, and when I take a look at the people that follow me, I'm saying, you know what? It doesn't seem like anybody's from next door, right? So I see 1, 2, 3 comments, and all it is, what's the conclusion? And I say back to them, what do you see? What comes to your mind? You know, I mean, anybody can come on and say, what's the conclusion? Hey, what's the conclusion? Hey, Tammy, what's the conclusion? They done got me, Mr. Tackpens. Whatever can I do? They got you what? What'd they get you? They get you a soda? What'd they get you? I don't know what they got you. Who got you? Whatever it is, everything usually will work out one day. It's always like that. Everything works out at the end. We always, in most of our situation, we always cause by. Anyway, it's not going to get into that. I had something that I was thinking, and it was about our unity coming together. You know, we all have to somehow come together. Now, I wasn't really sure which way I was going to go with this, and I'm going to start with, you know, they say God. So I'm thinking, let's make this easy. If I was to say God, I'm going to say God, and if God, and then the heaven. So you say God, and you say the heaven. And if I was thinking God, why can I not think of odd? D and D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, maybe, I don't know. So where does O come from? I'm going to try and remember. Well, we do know about the B's, right? So now we got God is odd, and it's 500 and 500 because the D's are worth 500. They're also worth 10, and they're also worth 0404. So when you go A, B, C, D, okay, that will equal to your 10. That means if you have all of A, B, C, and D. If you only have the D, that'll give you 4. If it was D as a Roman numeral, and they go numeral, right? We see era inside this. This is your base. Your 3 and 9 is your first. Like if they go to say Al's Diner, right? You can just say 51A and how Mars was divided. This is also towards the cycle, right, of man. BH, or how about TH, right, which begins either here or, right, or we can question it. Is it here? Is it here? Or is it here? The reason for that is IETH. This one is TH, and this one is TH. The whole thing is when we have 180 degrees, right? The 180 degrees is like that. Okay, so now if you break this up, okay, you will have the 180 degrees right here is 180. Here is 190 plus 10, and here is 190 plus 10. 10 above and 10 below. So if you were to go to 10 above and below, below. So we're going to have to go, see, I got A and B, right? And I got BL for low. So I'm looking at the birth, and here I have the creation with A and B. Here I have my love inside of this one, the beginning of my love inside this one. I have 3 out of 4 letters. So I'm going to say that's earth. And here I have the L for love inside this one. I got the L and O, I got the V and E that come together. The O is going to represent Mars. Now it's the 15th letter, right? The 15th letter is O. Now, once you have A, B, C, D, right, you have your A and your E. So you would go D plus E, right? A, B, C, D, E equals to what is 15, and that's where O comes in. Everything begins over here when A goes into D, right? And then this O is the 15th letter. Okay, now what we have to, I'm trying to see if I can get on track with, yeah, I just saw that there's a few comments, Mr. Messer. I'm going to be there in a second. I just want to see if I can keep up to what I'm talking about so everybody can understand. Why is this Mars? Okay, why is this Mars? Mars is number 51. Okay, why is this 51A? Just give me a second. I forget what I was doing. What is it? ALS. Oh, yes, because this looks like 51, right? ALS, right? Or is it ALS? Yes, EAR. Okay, ALS. I'm just trying to think why I wrote that down. This one has to be L. Irregardless, it's also the letters IS for is. This S will be the 19th letter. This I will be the 9th letter, equaling to 28. This is going to be from two sides. 19 is on the other side of 18. It's on the other side of 36 numbers. 190 degrees are on the other side of 180 degrees, holding the heart that's on both sides, right? And your 9 birth over here. So I want to see where this comes in. AL. Why did I write ALS? I want to know why I wrote that. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Numeral, number. Why? Well, anyways, I just told you a story about something. It could be, see, I looked at AI. It could be AL, but then why would I have written this? But anyways, I'm down to this story here. Why I wrote down this, right, is that once you get the 4th, that's where everything begins. Let me adjust my own camera here because it's bothering me that it's moving around. Okay, that's better. Right? So that's what I was talking above. 3, 18, 45. Did I get that? 27, 37, 42, 45. And here we get 38, right? And 14, right? 38 and 14 is 52. I can go Fox, Earth. What I like about this one is 9 and this one is 7, right? Now, there's many ways to look at it. We have the area face of the cube is 9, but we never use, even when drilling through the cube and the cube itself, we never use more than 7. So we're working in this. So this, I have to differentiate. 7 and 9, right, have an A, B, C relative with it. There's an A, B, C inside of both 70 and with 90 when you're speaking in French. And that's when you go to 77 and 79 or 97 and 99. These will always repeat their numbers. Anytime there's a 9, we're always going to get to repeat our number. When there's a 7, there's a reduction of 2. So what I'm saying, is it a reduction of 2 or a reduction of 4? Right, 2 and 2 on each. This is 49 and 14 equals to 63. This is what this does. This will revert back to 79. This one will go to 79. This one remains 99. This is born into Venus and the sun. This one over here, it'll create 18 and 81 inside this number. 18, okay, how can I explain that? You see the way 180 divides? Well, 18 and 18 and 18 equals 54. S21, S19, U21, N14 equals to 54. 21st letter, 19th letter, 14th letter. 33 and 21. It just so happens that the cube is 31. The cube is 31, right? But in the cube, there are 21 dots. And there are 33 voids. I'm going to see if I can explain this whole thing with the dots and the voids on light 7 candles for 8 days. I think it's 8 days. Light 7 candles. I have to look up what the beginning of my piece was over here. Okay, no, it's not here, but I did write it. I'm going to go check it out in a second. Just give me a second. I just want to keep up with what I was doing here. So also the word love is 54. And if you spell the word birth, right, maybe it's a taken word because that's also 54. So we have this value of 54 and sun as 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. It says A, C, E, ace. Ace sun, the ace is a division. It is the center of the center over here. Here is the ace center. Perhaps this dividing line here is the 180-degree mark right over here. Perhaps it's 10 degrees above, 10 degrees below, creating that mark over here. Also to note that A looks like D, and then underneath it looks like a C, or the platform for the pentagram, the octagon, and the hexagon. When you have the sun over here, we're going to call this the B world. If we call it the B world, I'm going to go with Venus for now. 2, 4, 6, 8, Venus. We're not going to call it the Alpha or God world, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, which all includes Venus in it. You see, the Alpha, why I do this is if you pick up a 3 die, right, you're going to see the Alpha symbol sitting with a Venus, the 2, 1 between 2, right? And then if you want to go to the 5, right, so we'll go to the 5 and you're going to see again Alpha sitting between 2 and 2, and that would be 4 over here. Now, if you want to see it again, we sorely cannot see it on a single cube. Now we're going to have 2 cubes. Or we're going to have to go to the deck of cards to understand this. The understanding of 2, 4, 6, where everything ends, once you get to 8, right, you have to say 4 times 2 in order to get to 8. And this is where the French come in. The French language, when they say 80, right, they're going to go 4 times 20. This, when you say 8 or anything less than 3 numbers, right, if you're talking percentages and you want 70, you want 70 above. So if you want 70 above, you have to have 170%. In order to have the 100% of what you have and the 70 that is above, you need to use 3 numbers. Anything less than 3 numbers is less. Earth is 3 numbers. Mars has 4 numbers. After that, you have a dot in the center, which means it's the one number, which is going to be the average of all the other numbers. But in here, it's an area space. It's an area space. You know, there's one square in the center. There's one single square in the center of this. And that square in the center of this is the reason why this one and this one exist. It's the reason why all these areas in the center exist, because of the center. There's going to be 6 that exist because of this center, because of the 6 sides. That one center, okay, that has 6 main controllers on it. That is 6 main controllers on it. Control 20 parts to this cube. 1, 6, 20. The thing about that is, and I'm going to get back and finish, is that there are 8 corners, would hold 3 colors, is 24. There's 12 on the inside. 8 and 12 is 20, that hold 2 colors, is 24. That's 48, plus the 6 single controller equals to 54 area space on a 9x6 Rubik's Cube. 74 and 31, 105, the hand of God. Each side reverses when you get to the dice cube. Explaining what it is always 7, meaning the center is 3.5 times 3. You can't go out to the store and buy a 105, right? I want a 10.5 grams. No, they sell you in a 14. They sell you in a 3.5, but they don't measure it that way. How measurements, weights and measurements go. We have to understand what we were taught. If you want to do the Mars cube, the core of the Mars block is 8. Although you might see it on a flat surface, right, as 1. You have 8 blocks in which controlled by 6 equaling to 48 blocks, which control 20, same configuration, which control 160 blocks. When you add them all together, it equals to this number. Does anybody know this number? This is the same numeric value of the diameter of the moon, or 1.5 times 1,440 minutes in a day is where we get the Mars block, the game of chess and the game of checkers through the Mars block. They both will have 26 and 127, but the size of their blocks are different. Here's a singular block. Here's a block of 8. 1 and 8 fit together. There's 1 and 8 right over here. I'm going to go back to the last page. Then I'm going to move forward. I wanted to see what I might have missed, because I know I missed something. I will get back to this. I will get back to this. Anything you want to ask me, any questions about this, I will get back to it. But there's another place. Oh, yes. The other thing is the 2-minute penalty in hockey. I just don't want to forget this. The 2-minute penalty in hockey, is it because of 60-60, the balance? What is the reason for the 2-minute penalty? Is it that the day reverts to 720 and that's the maximum we can go? 6 times 12, the ruler equaling to 72 inches. Why can we only go to, why do we need a 2-minute penalty? Can one of the reasons be that when you add 1 through 15 also equals to 120? That would be the game of darts, the 7th gate, right? Separates at the 8 ball through the game of pool, also reverting to possibly the highest number in Chaldean, 8. Well, you have the 9 ball, but everything separates at the 8. And also gematria, where are we counting the 8 ball? So just something in the back of my head. So the 2-minute penalty is 120 seconds, and that's part of the moon diameter, or alpha beta creation, 0, 1, 2, which advances to 1, 2, 3 instead of 0, 1, 2, using 0 as the operator or an area space. -1, +1 from wherever that 0 spot is. I'm just trying to think. Also, 0 is in bowling. You have 0 with a line through it, or just a 0, meaning you have a split. You know, in the center of 0 is 1, right? You're on the outside where Venus is, or you're on the center, the controller, right? You're either being controlled or in control, alpha, beta. So now I'm just going to the kitchen to make a little bit of hot water. I'm going to come back, take maybe 90 seconds off. I'm going to come back with the keys to wisdom. Check out his work. He's here on this channel, or I think if you're following me right now on YouTube. I don't like to say it. I don't like to say it. You know what? One of my dreams is that the electricity shuts down, like for like just a month. You know what I'm saying? Just a month. Just a month. Just a singular month. Or a minute, maybe just a minute, or a few seconds, or maybe not at all. But maybe we can hook up our network between each other for the unity, to understand Understand how are you going to bring that legion, that separation, that cut that tore us all apart, to where we're all chasing, it seems to be we're all chasing something. And one of the things about the word money, number 72 and brown, is because we're chasing, I believe, something we're chasing in Venus. 72 is for money, if I believe, and it starts with M, which is love, and it starts with MO, and it's 28, and that's the cycle of man, and it's some representation of the three moons. It's a separation of 4, 5, and 6. It's a separation of 1, V1, which will be a Mars and Saturn association in control of the creation of the seventh gate, which is 3 and 7, which is V11 or 11V. And Earth happens to be V11 and Mars happens to be V1, because Mars is number 51 and Earth, well, you can say spell Earth with an L. Why not spell Earth L1? I spell Earth L1, that's 21. If I, sorry, L2, so that would be 30, right? But if I spell Mars L1 for 51, that would be 21. So one would be 21, one would be 30. So if I go 3, 12, 21, 30, I would know at what dimension my Earth creation is at through the, now where do I get these numbers from? EARTH. And I know it's in fourth because it ends in TH. Mars ends in RS. I know you're joining 18 and 19 in RS, the 18th and 19th letter, or the 23rd and the 24th letter if you do the alphabet shuffle. The alphabet shuffle is when you include 360 degrees instead of 260, or 26 letters and 36 elements, or 36 letters or 26 letters and 10. I'm going to be back in just 2 minutes. Let's get enlightened and see the truth and find that way that our unity brings us back. That brings us back to take away the legion and have just a legion of one, right? Where what is right, what is wrong, what's your business is your business, what's my business is my business. You stay on your side of the road, I'll stay on my side of the road. Who's building the roads? Who's going to make that decision on why should you be on this side? Why should I be on that side? It should be something easy. This is easier for this, that's easier for that. It's your business. We have to take out, are we entering into the ego? The ego is our base or the extended recreation. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, where 1 and 2, you see, when we end the alphabet with 51. When we begin the alphabet, we begin at 3, A and B. So we're ending with Mars, where we're beginning with AB. Like, what is it? Like A and B, what is it? B, A, Abe. Oh, we're starting the alphabet with Abe. Oh my God, I just thought of it. Abe. Gonna let in the cat, gonna get something outside. I have to keep on thinking. There's so much. The good Lord who built all this, it's like all a rhyme, and we're the children. And you know what? I don't have enough memory in my computer. Well, the good Lord who built this didn't have enough memory and needed to reflect upon oneself. So reflecting upon oneself, right? And then making that decision made all of these selves alive with consciousness. So it's automatically 3 and then 1, the mirror that can mirror the 3. And they're all reflecting off each other. And we're built in that image. We are just the extension living in the womb. And there's a concept to everything that's going on. How do you think we like what we like and we hate what we hate? Everything is in the good vibration. And where does the good vibration come? If you're a psychologist, you might come out and say, you like the adrenaline flow, you get the addiction, things that go with different words. I don't know language too good. I don't know, I just know what fits, what doesn't fit according to I don't want to just make it logical, because whose logic am I basing this off of? But the whole thing is, you know what? Sometimes I base it off the logic of the people. The people look at this and they go, oh my God, it's square. Another one will say it's a cube. And if somebody will say, look, I can see the face. So there's a hole in the face. Oh my God, is it penetrating or is it protruding? I don't know. I see 3. I see 3. Unos, dos, tres. I see 1 hole. I see 2. The other one knows it's. So we all agree. If we can all agree, then we have to find a happy medium to where we can understand the green on the actual story that comes out of this. Number 5 is the E-world. Did you know that 5 and 7, 5775 is actually 5G TV 2022? And 222 is 1/8 of our directions of the star system, right? But you would think there's 8 directions, right? You know, 4 around this way and 4 around this way. Got 4 around this way and 4 around this way. That's 8, right? Is that 8? Which is the 8 directions? I have 1, 2, right? 1, 2, and then I got the other 4. Well, what about all the angles in between? Do we have 8 directions or 4 directions? Or wait a second, I got 4 directions, and then I got a pole that goes straight up. So let's take it at this. I got 4 directions, 1 pole that goes up, pointing up, 1 down. That's 6. Now, I have to go up in that corner, this corner, and this corner. That's 10. And then I got to go down towards those 2 corners and then down to those 2 corners. I think I got 14 directions. Well, wait a second. If I went up to the cube, if there were triple cubes, right, then the other set of cubes might have directions also, but I don't want to get into that. Do you understand what I'm saying? From this hole, I go straight up and straight down. I go straight this way. I go straight that way. So I'm going in 6 directions. Then if I come out to each of these points, that's 10, and each of these points is 14. That's why I'm saying it that way. Now, if you had 1, 2, 3 cubes, right, you can be going out in each one of these cubes, 14, 14, 14, and then the last 14 is 56. That's where the cycle ends at 11. It's a little confusing, so let's just skip over that. Going into the kitchen, you're going to take a 2-minute break, and then I'm getting back to you, Mr. Messer, and then we'll move on. If anybody has any questions, if you think I go too fast, if you think I'm not making any sense, please tell me exactly what it is. Don't say, explain it to me, because I'm not going to explain to you something that I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to guess. I know there's a lot of, I get it all the time. Well, what do you mean, or what are you saying? I'm going, well, lead me to the water where I'm going to drink, and let me see what you're talking about. Leading the horse to water is information, right? Give me some information on what you want to know. Don't make me work for it. I'm already telling you what I know. Together. Okay, so I'm going to the kitchen for a minute and I have to spill this out. Oh, kitty cat, you want to come in? Yeah. Meow. Meow. You like this? Woo. 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 You like that, eh? Woo. Nice. Nice, kitty cat. Hey, you like it, my kitty cat? Yes, yes, you're a good kitty cat. Yes, yes. You want some snackies? Am I good or what? You think this is good for you? Do you really think this is good for you? You know what she says to me? She says, whatever I'm thinking. This cat is saying whatever I'm thinking. The same thing about you. Remember that. We're not alone when we think. Let me spill this out. I'm so happy I cleaned my sink the other day. I'm a little unhappy I had to spill out my power drink. Right? So I love this soap. I just made a new vinegar. Right? Wow, does that stink? You know, I made myself a little power drink and it stinkies. Okay, so I'm starting to get a little hungry. I might have to take out a few. Last night I felt like a chicken. I had wings. Okay, what am I doing now? Yes, you wanted something. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, you want to come out here? You want? Whoa. Wow. Okay. You know what? I was looking for something the other day. I had to shut my door, and I just found it. Okay. I think the water's boiling. Did I press it down? Hey, kitty. Yes, I did. Hey, kitty. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Oh, give me a kiss. Give me a big hug. Oh, give me a big hug. Oh, yes. Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty is so pretty. Hey, Miss Kitty. Say hello to everybody. This is inside of us somewhere. The cat, the dog, everything. Every one of these animals. They just made them a little bit bigger so we can see what's happening inside of us. And okay, go ahead. Sometimes they're awake. Sometimes they're asleep. Sometimes you can't tell whether they're awake or asleep. But you know what? The same expression happens with the bear. The bear's asleep. The bear hibernates. Well, I want to know a little bit more about the hibernate. Now, when you say hibernate, when you say 8, you also have to go with stargate. Stargate. When you go with the B and the R, you are going to go with 13 and 12. Also with number 15 and 51, which is going to take you to the mass, Mars quarters. And if you have a quarter, you're going to have 3 quarters. Because if you have 1 quarter, you know there's 3 quarters somewhere else, right? Because you need to have a buck. Now, if you have a buck, I think it's just 1 buck. You know, we have Starbucks also, right? But then you would have to think of Santa. Because Santa has the reindeer, and the reindeers are bucks. And the quarter. On the Canadian quarter, there's a buck. Well, it's not worth a buck, but we have the buck on the corner. We have a loonie for the dollar. You know that? Someone who's running 100% of 1 cent. You know the 1 cent? Okay, that's where the, okay, so what happens in the high? The high is number 89. So the reverse of that, right? In order to have the heaven, the hive or the heaven. And don't forget, oh, look, it's the heaven. Well, you need the whole thing. If you need the whole thing, you got to say 8 or 9. So if somebody's living in the heaven, so the 9 birth or the element of the 9 is living in the heaven, right? Now, the 9 come into 8. 9 comes into 8 because you're a heaven of your own. You're your own complete living in the womb. You're a 9 and you're less than 8, even if you are 9. And according to this, although the 9th area is over here, if we're going to count one area, there's a singular area right here. Number 8 doesn't have a singular area. Only number 9 does. It's living in the heart of everything that surrounds it. And the total that surrounds it is actually 20. Right? You have, it's like this. It's 5 to the center. They're all worth 5, right? The total of all of them are worth 20. Each individual one is worth 5. So we're going to do this better. Even though when you count 1 through 9 equals to 45, and there's 9 areas, and the average of each one is 5, and all I see is dots, and I'm working by area space, and I take each one as individual as area space and keep them only as dots, they will all get 5. Since this is the center of the haven, okay, I'll give this one 20. So if I'm counting down, T minus counting, remember what T minus is. T minus can be standing for, are we going to be filtration? Are we going to be teeing off to the E world, the 5th world, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2 before creation? CB codes 10-4. The payoff is 9 to 5. E-I-E-I-O. Why 9 to 5? Well, Mars, you live 1 to 5 with vibration 432. When you live 5 to 9, it's 8, 7, and 6. 432 and 8, 7, 6 come together. One's on this side, one's on this side. You put them together, right? So you have 2, 3, 4. So what actually happens is, I'm going to explain it to you better, is that the center, okay, over here, okay, is where here and here is 1 and 9 equaling to 10. That's the center. 3 and 7 equals to 10, and that's the center. So by creating the center in each aspect, the 10, right? Now there's one of two things that are going to happen. Either you're going 4 areas, because there's more than one theory to this, right? I'm using a basic theory that comes up on the top of my head. So either you use 3 areas only for your triangle, because you have, sorry, there was the 1, 9, 10 also, right? This 1, 9, 10, 3, 7, 10, 4, 6, 10, 2, 8, 10. And everything passes through here. So the minute you create a 10, you know you're passing through the center here, over here. So when you create a 10, you know the center to all of them are right over here in the one position. If you create other numbers, I'm thinking whether or not it'll move the number. I haven't thought of it another way, right? But 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, and 4 is that earth vibration between 1 and 5, right? So you would sort of look at it like this. Here's 9, and here's 5, and here's 5, and here's 1. It's 2 systems, right? The first system begins here and ends here. The second system connects, okay, which begins here and ends here, right? And this is our basic, this is where Venus, this is where the double up comes in. You know, when you say W, which is also, you're not saying the U, but in French you say the V. One of the reasons for this is because all of these double up here, but these are not, do not. These do not double up, okay? And 1 and 8 is 9, and 3 and 6 is 9, and 4 and 5 is 9. And then you go 8 and 3 is 11, 7 and 4 is 11, 6 and 5 is 11. You start to see the crisscrossing that's going on, like when they do the sewing on your linens, right? Why are they sewing on your linens this way? You're connecting 2 systems. If you want to see the system, one of the systems, my water is boiled, right? If you want to see part of the system, 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. I connect 1 and 8, 7 and 2, 4 and 5, 3 and 6. This is what it looks like. Here I connect 2 and 9, 3 and 8, 5 and 6, and then 7 and 4. In this one, I don't use the 1, and it's the 11 box. In this one, I don't use the 9, right? And it's the 1 box. Is that, no, the 9 box, sorry, the 9. And I don't use the 9. Let me see if I can get that off. And what happens at the end, your crisscross for your 9-11 work this way. See that one singular arm, possibly the 9. The 9 position, right, is in this corner. So my question is, if I draw these over each other, that corner is over here, which seems to be the center of this angle. But usually I count the 9 area like this. Whoop. There's 8 areas and 1 area over here. So do I do 1 and 8, 9, or 8 and 1, 9? Like I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 ones, or I just got 1 8. 9 times 9 equals to 81. 9 and 9 equals to 18. 18 and 81 is back to 99, and it's going to be a representation of the word 13. This is the beginning of your teens. This is the beginning of your teen. And this one over here. So it's almost like saying first. because it's the beginning. It's the first of its kind. TH. It begins with the TH. T and H next to it. Oh my God, it says teach. Funny me. When we came to over here to the word minus, the word inside of it says son. This can be talking about the divided son. And when you turn it around, it says I'm. If you say I'm with this, that means the birth is within it. Or is it I am? Like an amateur. Why would we make the change? What does it give us? We can see this one is showing us the insignia for a 9, 1 and 9, two different systems. We can bring them together. This is the heart. The I is the heart. So we understood this. The hibernate for the animals that are sleeping in us, because I might be speaking, but as I speak, my heart is beating. My intestines are going, my liver is going, my brain is going, my blood is moving. I got a heartbeat. And okay, now we're going to get into, another thing is the hive is alive at 5, and 5 and 9 are the same numeric value, 6. So let me see this part over here. I'm going to get my little hot water. I'm coming back. Take your time. Everything will be so fine and dandy. Everything will be so great. Make yourself handy. Do you know what? The only thing in life, from the beginning of life, right, up to now, there's only one thing that has ever meant anything in this world. There's only one thing, and it's labor. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my mother, for going through the trouble. Not an easy labor. Nothing is easy. All laboring, because a lot of the time we cause mental anguish within our thinking, our minds. You know, like, how's my body thinking? What am I thinking? What are you thinking? Your mind, how you accept situations, right? How do you accept the situation? Why did you put yourself into that situation? Why are you in that situation? Why do you want a coffee when you know if you have that coffee, something's going to go wrong? Why are you looking all over the place when your eyes are always hungry? Your eyes change your mind. Your ears change your mind. You get touched, it changes your immediate thought. Don't interrupt me. I'm sorry. Always saying I'm sorry. Always having to say something to somebody. You don't. Just feel at home. Say nothing. If you think you did something wrong, say something. If you didn't, how do people live 7, 8, 9, 10 people in the house? Everybody minds their own business. You know, if they think they have something to say, you say it. How smart are we not by the choices we make in the world we live? It's the where I go with the ego of my choice. So let me see, Mr. Messer, we are going to start with you, by the way. That is the keys to wisdom. We are God 2 air bubbles, God 3 air bubbles, 1 3 1 3 1 3 and 1/3 angels cast down. And you know what? I like that. I like the 1/3 angels cast down, because I got to write angel, which is, by the way, 39, right? Put a little gel in my hair. Also get my legs running, because that would be angels backwards. And then that AN, when I put that AN together, I know right away you start with the A. I know everything's divided up because A is in the center, and making it small, it shows an at sign. The at sign, okay, is in the E worlds, because the small e, right, looks like the commercial A, in which the E, right, also looks like a peh in Hebrew and an E in English, but the G and E is 5 and 7. Have you ever seen that 5, 7? Or how about 5G. It also looks like the 6. So you have 5, 6, 7 in one area, and at the same time, the interior to go out of this area of blank space is also the J when you look at enough fonts, you can see it. So the A is where you're at. I'm at the E world of Venus, coming into reception by alpha, right? Spiraling in from the other world. You're screwing in, right? How can something move forward? If something's moving forward, a ball, if it's a singular ball going through a pipe, it can get stuck in the pipe. If it's turning this way, it'll get stopped on that side. So you put 2 balls in or 3 balls in. And how does it go through the system with not slowing down its interruption, or will you corkscrew it through? We have to understand different types of movement. Electricity, plumbing, computers, how different pieces and parts work. And we have to go down to the slowest of times. Remember, everything began off at the slowest of times because you're working with yourself. I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, what can I do next? And I answered myself. And I looked here and I looked there. And then it all bounced up. I ended up going underneath and making 3 just like me and me looking. In fact, I didn't make 3 like me. The 3 of us, the other 2 of me bounced off the mirror and back to me. And I says, oh, yes, that's the shared consciousness amongst us 3. The 4th area is the shared consciousness amongst us 3. One shared consciousness and who we are. So that's where the 10 comes in, to where who are we, the 3 of us. 31, 13, 31, 75 electric. 13, 31, 13, 57 moon. 57 birth, B-I-R-T-H. Noted that the B, or what looks like a 1 with a C on the bottom, I don't want to work it that way. I like to look at the big B, which is a double D, which is 1,000, because the D is a Roman numeral. It's 500. Just like if you start a word with the M noted in French for love, it's also 1,000 in Roman numeral, and it's one love, because the opposite of 1,000 in Roman numerals, what is the biggest to the smallest, is 1, which is the I. So I am the love of one I am. I'm going to repeat that again because I can. I'm going to write it out. Let me have a little bit of my coffee. Oh, good Lord, you're funny. Good Lord, you're funny. Reminds me of something that makes me happy, and that's money. So good Lord, you're funny. I think we got to tickle our funny bone. So let me write this out, what I just said. See, M, okay, the M letter, which can also be like that. You just squeeze them all together, which can also be 4, 5, and 6. So you can also get 4, 5, and 6. Now the invert to the cube of 4, 5, 6 is 1, 2, 3. But you wanted to know about where the M 1000 comes in, and the I, right, where the I 0001 comes in. So this would be 1001. Now, if I was to run this by binary code, it'd be 1, 0, 0, and 8, like 1080. So it would be 1, 1, 0, 0. So I'd have 9, 0, 0, 1 if I wanted to look at it that way, right? See, we had 18. We split the sun right over here. We split the sun. 18 is with the sun, right? These are the 1 passages. This goes around number 1. We add them up. This is what we get. Well, wait a second. I shouldn't have done it that way. Yeah, okay, I did it that way. When I minus it, I get 7,000. 7,000. I don't know if I should have did it that way. I really don't. So I'm just going to leave it this way, right? Even though you're supposed to count your original, what's it called? The original point is here's 1, 2, 4, 8. So you're 108 or 2 times 54, possibly talking about 2 suns, perhaps The cube is number 54, right? Rubik's Cube has 54 area spaces on 26 cubes. And a 1 spindle. So here, when you have that, you have I, which is the 9th letter, and M, which is the 13th letter. If you minus it, it equals to 0, 4. It's already 4. If you add it, equals to 22. 2 and 2 is 4. Ape and go is for that number 22. They both equal to 22. The 9, okay, anyways, I'm just going to say this is where you come into where it is I'm, or let's say I am inside this one over here. The same time, we're going to get a monkey. And what number is the monkey? Although the monkey number is 83, we're going to call the monkey 10, right? These are all the sides of Rubik's Cube, how they pan out. This will pan out to be 11 and 22 and 33 void. That's how the Rubik's Cube works out. The other side of the Rubik's Cube is 7 and 14 and 21. It's actually equals to, but I'm just going to say and 21. Let's just put equals to, right? That total is 54, and this side is to the dot. So this is where I am in love. The monkey is bust. The monkey gets a value of 10. When it gets a value of 10, is it 2 and 8, 10? Is it 4 and 6, 10? Is it 8 and 2, 10? Is it 6 and 4, 10? I'm reluctant right now to use the 1 and 9, 10, or the 9 and 1, 10, or the 3 and 7, 10, and the 7 and 3, 10. The reason is this one is red, this one is black. And the primary thing is where the first 10 doesn't go lower than 10. As when the second 10, which was a red number, right? The number 1 is red, and number 1 is right here. And number 1 is inside the 3 as well. And I'm assuming all the odd numbers, number 1 is going to be inside. And it's in the first section under L, right? The first section is L12, right? /3. And the last section is R18/9. You put them together, it says 10 angels. So we ended up with this, the reverse cube, 6, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. But with the 3 is going to be a 6 void. With the 2 is going to be a 7 void. With the 1 is going to be an 8 void. With the 4 is going to be a 5 void. With the 5 is going to be a 4 void. With the 6 is going to be a 3 void. So now you can see all your doubles, 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 6. They were all doubles, 3, 3. Only these, 1, 2, 7, and 8, stay singular, but not the other ones. And believe it or not, 3, 6, 4, 5, LOVE, love. This is the one that comes with creation. 4 is inside both 5 and 6, and it is the opposite and is the creator of this. So this comes out to create this. 7, 11. 7, 11 in Rubik's Cube. 11, 11, 11, 33, 7, 7, 7. So let me get to Miss. Okay, so let me see what it says. God to our, okay, AB 3 air bubbles, AB 2 air bubbles. That's interesting. I'm hoping to know why one day. And I'm assuming, do you say that do we start with the first 26 letters as small letters and then go with the next 26 letters as big letters? And will you put a separation between the two for the 27th letter that there is not? So let me see this. Hydrogen 96, 2 air bubbles. I'm not sure what you're talking about yet. Helium. I'm very hard to understand, so you don't have to go writing because give me a link or something, 3 air bubbles, or I'll look it up if it's that easy. Okay, so it's funny because everything that's inside the bubble might occupy what is the core area. Instead of saying division of everything, it's all of everything. But I would take that to be what Mars is. The central nut is where Earth comes in, right? Lord 3 air bubbles, Lord 2 air bubbles. Okay. Well, that's a little confusing for me because now you use the small with the small. Shouldn't it just be 2 for Lord? Let me see this. Lord was 2 and God was, well, why is God? Okay, I don't get that. Was it because of the number of letters? I don't get it. Sorry, right now. I may have gone too fast. Shouldn't it like if God was, shouldn't this one over here say like 3 3 and then the other one say 2 2? No, I don't get it. Lord is, wait, Lord is 2 air bubbles. Wait a second. Lord is 3 air bubbles. The small Lord is 2. So Lord is okay. Now the big God is supposed to be God. Yeah. So it should be 3 3 against okay, so it doesn't make sense to me. Sorry. Right, right. So you have a constriction because it's under construction. So you're constricted from your movement within your own kitchen. Construct. To destroy, struct. Con, against, struct. Structure, rebuilding the structure. Winners and losing, not to create equals and ties. Now you know when I don't hear you, I'm so hard at winners and losers. Yes, so when you play the game and you destroy somebody because you beat them, you didn't really beat them up, but really you beat their ego or whatever you want to do it. So there's a win and a loss. So WIN, win a big red sun, number 27, right, for the house of bet, number 27. Right, which is created from 36, 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, 18 and 9 equals to 27. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7 equals to 14 and 9. The 14th letter is N, the 9th letter is I. The total is 23, it's W. You also get BC, so you win in BC. Now loser is 17, so that's the Q gate. Perhaps it's on the Q, not the create, right? I'm not saying cremate or anything. So I'm having a little trouble understanding that part. So where is this tie? Right. I like that because in tie, right? Tie, you can tie Jack up, you know, it was in the movie, but you tied, I-E-D, you tied him up. You know, if you helped them up, you tied them up. It's not I-E-D, it's E-D, it's just D. So you tied them up. So in the word tied up, I didn't have to use E-D, right? Like helped. You helped me, right? So you just used a D. So again, another word with that ends with just a D at the end. That's very good. I like that. I like that. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Right. So we play for the win. We don't play for the tie. I mean, why play for the tie? So I'm trying to understand that too. Okay. I'm just trying to understand that too. We play for the win, right? We don't play for the tie. We don't play to lose. So that's good. I like that. Yeah, but it's not, I don't think they get, only one person gets to keep the money, I think, at the end. Is it not like that? Moral values, moral, oral, the gold within our birth, AL. We just have to think about that. That's questionable. You're dealing with yourself. We are all dealing with ourselves, where we have to put ourselves forward. And to understand, can we say, I don't even know what the word is, morality? What is the word? To me, I just like to say it like this. I've got two pens over here. Take it that they're cars, right? I'm going to keep this car going that way on this side of the road, and this car going this way on this side of the road. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to do. Whatever else you choose to do now, when it comes to lives and when it comes to children, now we have to understand something amongst us. We have to have a template and say, what would we like for ourselves? We should like for our kids. How do we teach our kids without being mean and ugly to them? When should there be a law to restrict us from something? It has to be discussed. And then we have roads that we need to put in. And then there's other countries. Everything's a cinder block. What we do here for the common basis of the growth of the nature of things, without thinking on the human concept, just thinking on the garden concept where all the plants have to live. Everything should be the same. Nobody has to send money across a country to save anybody else, because you don't. Because we already started this whole conversation is, what do you need in life? We need laborers. We need those who make the babies, to bring the babies into the world. Apparently it's a woman. And we need the men to go to work. The women were made to do one thing. The men were made to do something else. And if a woman chooses to do what a man does, that's fine. But I'm not looking at that basis. I'm looking, if I got a hose and there's water going through the hose, I can't ask the hose to be the hose itself and make the hose be the water, because it doesn't work that way. The hose is the hose and the water is the water. You can't change it. It is what it is. If something's falling from the sky, it's not coming down from the earth, it's falling from the sky. That's the situation. You weren't made to be what you're doing because of your choice. But the basis of plumbing or electricity, these are the terms that are used. If I put something, a marette, over some wires, that's what it is. Certain understandings, because it's depicted as, oh my God, I'm a guy. I'm supposed to be strong. I'm supposed to be this. I'm a woman. Oh my God, I'm supposed to be this. No, it's the basic 8 parts of each structure. The basic 8 parts of each structure, right? But the female will only be 6 of these 8 parts, and the male is going to be 6 of these 8 parts. And guess what? They switch all the time, but you can only be 6 of 8. Because while you're being one thing, you can't be the other thing, right? If you're trying to be tender, you can't be rough. So you can only be basically one out of 2 things. You're going to run fast, you're going to run slow, you're just going to jog, right? So anyways, I didn't want to just talk about that. So what I wanted to speak about next, and I wrote this down, was the candle thing. So let me see if I can find this page over here. Okay, it's not here. Where is the candle thing? Where's the candle thing? Hold on a second. Just 1 second. I'm looking for the. Oh God, give me a second. Because it just reminded me of something. Give me a second to find it. I can't believe I can't find it right now. I definitely want to find it. Yeah, and that also. Just give me 1 sec. Just give me 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Wow, I seem to have lost it, but I'm going to draw it out and show it to you. Oh, I think I might be walking into it now. No, I won't. So just give me a minute. Okay, my question is, show me a menorah. So here's some menorahs, right? 3 and 3 and 1. Now, when you look at this, you're looking at it, right, as a one-dimensional object. What if you split it and had it going this way and this way, right? Why don't I have 3 candles here and 3 candles on the other side? And I thought it was 8 days of Hanukkah, right? Was it 8 days of Hanukkah or 7? But irregardless, right, I'm going to show you how this is going to go, right? Right, 1, 2, 7, and 8. I didn't finish with this either. What happens with the numeric value of 18 for love? And then what's left over? Look at that. 18 and 18. 9 and 9 is 18. Oh, I only counted, sorry. This one is going to be 18 and 18. Dot and void. This is dot and void. This is the dot, and this is the void. It's 15 and it's 3. Note 315. Add 1 through 26. It's 351. The vowels, right, equal to 51. Mars equals to 51. 33, the cube, by 47, right, which is the cycle of the cube. I can't explain it better. It's time, and the beast equals 1551. Okay, we're going to jump over and we're going to do this equation. And what it is we have 1 shamus, right? Here we have 1, which is 34. So we light the shamus, and then we light a candle. This is day 1, right? And this is day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. On day 1, we light 1 and 1. On day 2, we light 1 and 2. On day 3, we light 1 and 3. On day 4, we light 1 and 4. On day 5, we light 1 and 5. On day 6, we light 1 and 6. And on day 7, we light 1 and 7. If you add these up, you have 7. If you add this up, you got 28. Let me see. I seem to have lost my page somewhere. I hope you got to see that. You got that. So this is what this is equal, and this equals to 35 total. The heart of the cube is 35. The cube only adds up 1 through 6 equaling to 7. So if I add up my 7s, I will be adding up 1 shamus and 1 equals to 2, and I'll take day 6 over here, and I'm going to add up 1 and 6 equals to 7. So I'm already in the house of bait between the first and the last day. If I want to light candles, take number 2, right? I'm going to take day 2. So I'm going to take 1 and 2 equaling to 3. This is day 1, day 6. We're going to just put A and A. Here we're going to go B. This is B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So here we went A day 1, A day 6. Here we're going to go B and B. B and E. See, B and E comes together. B and E, the beehive that we're living in, right? And on that, it's going to be 1 and 5 candles, right? And that is going to be the total of 3 and 6. See my 3 and 6, my two eyes coming together. And then the next one is going to be C, right? It's going to be 1 and 3 candles. And D is going to be 1 and 4 candles. This brings together the alphabet, 1/3 and 1/4, 1/5, 1/2, 1 to 1. So we take this one over here and we have 4. And we take this one over here. We have 5, 4. We have 3, 6. We have 2, 7. We have all 9s. So when we put them all together, these two, right, we're going to have 2 and 7 candles, the shamus. When we put D and C together, we're going to have 2 and 7 candles, right, for this one over here. When we put E and B together, we're going to have 2 and 7 candles. They all become 2 and 7, 2 shamus, and that will be their average. We never play with 9. We never go up to 9. Now, if we want to do it another way and we want to talk about 9, right, or we want to talk about connecting 10, right, we don't have any 9 here. We cannot connect a 10. If we're going to connect 10, right, we're going to connect day 7, right, and day 3. If we want a 10, we're going to connect day 6 and day 4. And that's our only ways to get a 10 through the 7th gate. And that is going to be 4 and 10 reverse cube. As you can see, the 5 and 5 equals to 10. And you will see that the 6 and 4 equals to 10. And the reverse of that is going to be the 1. Reverse of 4 is going to be the 3. You're going to have 1 and 3 equals to 4. 1, 3. This is our cycle of Zion, Israel. And the reverse of the 5 is going to be double 2. See, here's the 2 and here's the 5. And here's going to be my 2 and 2 equaling to 4. Busting out Freedom 55 Sky Pass right over here. Zion, Israel, the operator of the moon, the electric moon. You know, the numeric value for the moon is 57, which is E and G, right? Or how about GE, electric? Or how about George? $75, $33, $75, $12, $12, $33. 3, 3, 3, 3. Now you want to have Washington, it'll be just like ABC. Washington. Note the letters ING equal to 30, and it's also used as an add-on. So maybe it's a Xing, like in Beijing. 23, 24, and 27 is 51 for Mars. 23, 24, 34, 43, 51. And then TON 29, 49, 130. Is that what we get? 130. Also 1 and 3 representing the moon. So we found out what happens on the candles. And when you get this, this is one directional candle is 6. We need 2 of them. We need 14 and 56 equals to 70. 511, 567. We need 70 for this because we need it in 4 directions. If we went in 3 directions, right? If I went this in 3 directions, right? I'd have 105, okay, which would be the hand of God, the hog. You can also call it ham, which is a single antenna. It's one of the highest antennas for communication is ham radio. We run the cycle of the pig, which is 3, 3, 3, or 6 by 3, and it's celebrated by saying Chai 18. The cube is 3 by 3 by 3, equaling to 27, and all 9 faces inside the house of bait. So this is that reality. That's nothing to do with me. So let me see what else we got here. I haven't brought that into my thought, but thank you very much for that. Compass and the 4, only one direction illuminates all others. Yeah, because I shine a light from here and I'm going to illuminate everything in front of it, losing everything behind it more or less, right? As the light turns, right? It's not because there's no light as the light turns. So I have to think of that also. So even though you'll have all the directions, right? Part of the directions will not be illuminated. And does it have anything to do with this? Right? 3 opposite sides, but there's really 6 sides. So I'm just going to keep that in my mind. Okay, let me see what happened over here. Yeah, so help me out. Where's the conversation with this one over here? I want to understand it myself. North, yes, TH. There's north and there is south, TH. So Ron left time, right? Ron left time. Ron left time heaven. Is that what you're saying? Ron left time heaven? Because Ron is north. Ornament inside of that. The gold is inside it. The 33 is a rotation, probably within time. The N is also can be used for the, which one was it? The N is used for, see, the right side of the N is used for the left side of the triangle. I'm just trying, just give me a second. There were 2 things the N went with. Oh, yes, the N goes with the, let me mark this down. Oh, yes, the N goes with the H, right. It's NH, and it's NHIZ, right. 35. The I and Z becomes the hand of God, 26 and 9, right. It becomes 1/3 the hand of God. And the N and H is 22, and that's life. They're both NH And H, the 14th and 8th letter is 22. The 9th and the 26th letter is 35. 4 and 8. Pluto, cycle. 1/3 is 4. The 8 is 2/3 when we're calculating. The ham radio, AM. Remember, ham radio, AM, hog, pig's pregnancy, 333. The cube, or the egg hatches at 21 days. Tick, 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 tick. I asked myself that. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm getting a little hungry. It's just 2020, little hungry. Just going to check out if anybody from TikTok came over here as I left a message over there. One of my name. You see, you hear what's going on over here? Jiminy crickets. My cat loves to hear this noise. I just put a big book so she can't print anymore. She just printed me 10 blank sheets. Much appreciated there, lovely. Okay, what is this? Okay, so let me see where I am with this next piece. We even can fit, if you want, we can fit Einstein into this. 76 times 76, Earth and Mars. To note, you want to know why I call Earth and Mars 7 and 6? Although Earth is the third planet, its numerical count is 52, 5 and 2, 7. Mars, 51, although it's the fourth planet. So does that mean I'm going to take 3 times something divided by 52 because Earth is the third planet? Or should I take 4 times something and divide it by 52? Well, we all know that's 13 because of the deck of cards, right? I like to divide, keep it basic, multiply and divide by 3 and 4. 3 makes everything perfect. 3 brings 9 numbers down to 3 numbers. And where one number will constantly repeat itself on all dimensions. 9 plus any number, that number will come back to the number it begins with. It changes nothing. And when 9 multiplies itself, it becomes itself, but with other numbers. It combinates all the numbers. 9 times 9. Check what 9 does. 9 times 9 equals to 81. 9 times 8 equals to 72. These, okay? 9 times 7 equals to 63. This is a special number. This one over here, very special number. Mars and the moon. Also the word Heinz comes to this one over here. Very important that when we count in the 70s and we count in the 90s, it also brings this together. It also brings what is 17 and 19. It brings all the 7s together and all the 9s together on different levels where 7 is going to show up, on different levels where the 9 is going to show up. I like to call this the spirit moon, or the invert to the spirit moon. Spirit, by the way, is 91. Moon is 57, which is 3 by 19 in order to equal to this. What's ironic by this is when you count from 1 to 19 to make it whole, it equals to a total of 190. That's an average of 10. We're the humans of 10. When you add 1 to 9, it equals to 10. And everything inside of it will equal to 10. The 5 is what is at the heart of all the matters. But this 10 and this 10 is not the same as this 10 and this 10. They're different. Odds and evens. 2 odd numbers came together, it's red. 2 even numbers came together, it's black. Now, can I say the same thing for any other even number, right? 22, 24, 26, 28, 30 is red. 31 is black, and it adds up to a 4. 33 is black. It adds up to a 6. 35 is black. It adds up to an 8. Number of minutes in a day, 86,400. Diameter of the sun, 86 million, blah, 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 or the distance. This becomes 4, 6, and 8. This becomes 3, 9, and 15. Multiplication and addition to understand my numbers. So we're going to go down to 9 by 6, okay, equals to 54. Once you get to 9 by 5, everything splits. These two numbers split. Everything splits here, and our life bringing two worlds together is right here. 6 and 5, 11 to what is alpha beta creation. It's like we were reincarnated. Are we supposed to be 8 and 9? Or are we supposed to be 5 and 6? Right? 1 plus 6 equals 7. 2 plus 5 equals 7. 1 plus 9 equals 10, right? 2 plus 8 equals 10. But on the other side, right, we have 1 plus 3 equals 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. So our number, which is our number? Are we created in the beta creation where we go through the CB codes, the 10-4 codes? Are we being run by the cube? You do know that there's 7 months of 31 days. You do know that there's 4 months of 30 days. This is going to be the moon. You do know that there are 1 month, which is 28 days. Each one is telling me something different. 2-minute penalty, 120. I don't know what the story is right now, right? When you add up 3 of these 15s, 105, the hand of God, one of these, each one is 105, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. They're all the hand of gods inside of that 10. Forgot to mention that. TH, I like to say time, heaven, or teach. To note also that when you say east in French, you use the letters EST. The EST in English is also used in the word west. When you say west in French, you add on OU to EST. I always think of that O as being part of the Mars system, and the O is when you add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. And that's the letter O. The reverse of the letter O is L. I'm just trying to go through some of the comments. '79. O Rose. O 79 atomic chart. That's pretty interesting. But that's gold. Is that not Yeah, they're very important numbers. They revert back to 63, and that 63 is the male ornament. The male ornament is number 63. 7 and 4, okay, this is what's ironic is that 74 or 47 times the maximum number, right, equals to 666 equals to 4 equals to 423. The difference is 243. 240 230 240 243. That's the difference. 666. This will be beast is number 47. So is the time. So is walk. So is bull. The difference is the number of letters that it took. So if I did beast, right, number 47, right, beast 47, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would go 5 times 9 plus 2 to create that. But if I really want to do it properly, I'm going to do it 3 times 9 and then 2 times 9 for the reason that everything is different when you pass number 4. It's like you have to start over again, right? After 3, you have to start over again. Even in Roman numerals, once you get the 4, you do that. And then after that, you can do that, right? Changing directions to this side and to this side. Where am I with this? Yes, so if I would do the same thing with 47 by 7, because you don't pass 7, you don't want to do 10, it just goes 470. This is 56 and 280 is 336. So the rotation of 6 is right here, and this is 12 moons or 4 cycles of 84, 336 days. And if I did the Jesus side of this, right, energy, right, you want to go to Jesus. And inside of this, you're going to be talking about 500. I still didn't finish with the 1001, like for I am, right? 1001 equals to 8 plus 1 equals to 9, although it's 22, right? I am equals to 22, the 13th letter and the 9th letter. You minus it and you add it, it's 1322. Same thing we did before when we got the 13. So where were we over here? Yes, 490 and 28 is 518. Wow, I just saw that number yesterday. I think Mr. Messer wrote that out, right? 518, 5180, right? 5180, right? 25,000, 25,800. I'm just trying to think. I saw this just the other day. 7 by 4 is 28. 518, 518. Oh, yes, I remember where I saw that. Yes. Our 518 is 100. I think it's 148, 148, 148, 24, 12, 14. No, that's 444 plus 74 equals 815. Okay. The reason for that is 58, 62, 52, 66, 70, 74, 78, 82, 86, 90. When you add up all these rows, they're all 222 by 4 equaling to 888. If I run them in both directions, right, it becomes 1776. You ever see how 1776 comes about? You know, you have 1 times 1776. You got 2 times 888. You got 3 times 592. You have 4 times 444. You have 6 times 296. Is that what it is? 296, 24, 6 by 3 is 18. Okay, you have 8 times 222, and you have 16 times 111. We're not going to count this one right here, okay? That's the center of the cube, Center of 36 numbers, sorry, of 36 numbers. So when we count it down, 14, 15, 16, 20, 26, 28. 15, 25, 28, 29, 30, 39. 15, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And then we have 1. So we end up having 10, 12, 10. We end up having 1, 3, 1. That's our rotation. 1, 3, 1, 13, 31. It's a rotation of the moon. When we total this out, we get 24. You know what's ironic is that 5, 9, and 14 equals 28. ST equals 39. And then EIN equals 28. They both equal to 95, born into the E world. Divided by the 7th gate, which is the cube, 8, 7, and 6, house planet. 21. The payout is 1.5 times the wager, or 3 to 2. And this is a Mar number. Or how about Ram, or what they called Bélier? And by some chance, it's the first zodiac sign. Also ruling, perhaps, or something to do with the 3rd zodiac sign, the 5th zodiac sign, some kind of interruption in the 7th, the 9th, and the 12th. The 9th, I think the 9th, the 10th, and the 12th, and perhaps the 12th zodiac sign. I'm just trying to think what the numbers are because of the overlay. 10 equals to 1, 11 equals to 2, 12 equals to 3. But it's an association with Venus. It's not alone, right? It's an association with Venus. And you see, the thing is, Venus is the 2nd planet, and Mercury is the 1st planet. And just now, like, think of this. I operate the moons of Mars by the joystick of Mercury. 1 and 4 equals 5. I operate the moon of Earth through the joystick of Venus. Or is Venus the operation of the moons of Mars? Mars has 2 moons. Earth has 1. Earth is the 3rd planet. Mars is the 4th planet. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 times 6 is 4 and 2. 7 plus 6 is 1 and 3. 7 times 6 is 2 and 4 and 1 and 3. So if I put 4 with 1 and 3 with 2, I get 5, 5. It's a star system. It's everything has been laid out for us. It's right here, right now. Getting a little hungry, so I think it's time to stop. Let me take a look at what's going on. I would definitely like to understand that. That's pretty interesting. I got to somehow not forget. Yeah, I like that -1 deal. The thing is, in roulette, right? In the game of roulette, they have like a Y here, like this, and then same thing in roulette, right? The design, they have one over here, and it does this, right? And there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them like this. This is the queen. This is the halfway area, and I think it's the halfway area because, well, I don't want to go there yet. 9 times 4, 9 times 3, 9 times 2, 9 times 1 equals to 9, equals to 18, equals to 27, equals to 36. So now we can see how we match things up, right? Everything is based off of, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that, right? Everything is based off, here's 1 of them, then here's 2 of them, and here's 3 of them. I cannot touch these 2, and I cannot touch this one. The reason is they're the bookends. These 2 are the bookends. This is the major. It's from the heart of everything. So I don't want to touch this one. Maybe I should, right? It goes to the end, and this one shows up in the center of everything. Each one of these will also tell me different stories. 81 and 18 and 17. and 16 and 15 and 14 and 13 and 12. Oh my God, the male and the female, the bat mitzvah, the bar mitzvah, and the coming and the son right over here, 14. Then you have 13, 12, and over here you have an 11, and then over here you have an 10, 10, 11, 12, all the way to 18. On a 9, 10 to a 9, 11, blah, 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 all the way up. So over here you have more stories going on. And then once you get to these two over here, you're going to be talking about the sun and Mars. Your connection and association to everything, singularity, is what's being controlled through the moon. This 1-9 goes to the heart of everything. The 9 is not being played. The 8 is not being played. The 7 is not being played. You're playing within it, and it's within you. 7, 8, and 9. So let me go down a little bit. I'm getting a little hungry. So October 28th, my grandfather passed away in 1988. Oh, where? Tell me more about this. What is that? 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. The one Chinese policy, 2 Taiwan idea. I have to understand that. Upper and lower, the heaven and the earth. I like that. I got to remember that. Get to it. Nine candelabra. So 9 candelabra, what you're going to have with a 9 candelabra is you're going to have 9 and 45 equals to 54. You're going to have to light 54 candles, 9 and 45. The female organ, the passage of from the female. I see your handiwork. I see your handiwork. From A through Z, the Z will represent the dog, and the X is going to represent the cat. But remember, there's also the alphabet shuffle, right? Where the cat is no longer number 24, but the cat is 24. With the alphabet shuffle, the cat will be 39. It's the old numeric value for angel. The dog, which is 26, which will now be to move over to 41, which is interesting because 39 would be boardwalk. And 41, right, would be the Mediterranean on each side of go. Instead of totaling 50, they total 80. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to bring up this last piece before I end the video. If you have any questions, go ahead. I just like some of the designs, right? Different ways the lines have to go through. They're going through this way because it's boxes of 4. But if all these singular boxes here were boxes of 9, this inside here, another one like this here, another one here, that would be a major box. I haven't made any major boxes with this. The major box with Mars is 168. I'm going to show you that again in a minute. I want to end the video with this. Hey, Abe, right? Hey, Abe. Right, we started. I just want to show you what I did. See, Rubik's Cube has a singular cube in the center. 1 cube. It controls 6 because it has a 6 face. The 1 cube has a 6 face. And it controls 20, equaling to 27 area spaces, all singular. There's 12 inside. That means double color. There's 8 to the corners, triple color, 24, 24, 48, plus 6 equals to 54. The one controller that we're not talking about has 6 sides in itself. The Mars cube is an 8 block. I need to make it square. So in order to make a Mars cube, I need one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. I need to make an 8. So I take an 8, I call it an 8 block or an 8 cylinder. So if you have the 8 cylinder in the center, and now to go around the 8 cylinder, you need 6 more of them. 6 eighths is 48. Then what you need to go around that is you need 20 of them. So 20 times the 8 cylinder is 160. When you add them all together, it equals to 216. And that's the numeric value we need for the moon. The 1.5 times the 1440 of the day of Earth. So should Earth be running at this numeric value? Because a set value is 288. A set value is 288, or a set half value is 288. One of the reasons for that is 4 by 72 is 288. The other reason for that is they called the millennial, the 2000 millennial, right? 2000 years. That was the year 5760 Hebrew time, which is 2880. So it's telling you the first reset should have been at 2880. So the 1440 works on 500 years. 1440, only 1440 years will be 500 years for the same thing that the Hebrew time of the moon of 5760 is the year 2000. Now, although only 2000 years go by, because I'm able to do this comparison, I'm going to look at it this way, right? I'm going to go 57 against 2000. But although the time period is 3760 and I didn't look at it that way, right? I should have looked at it that way. And if I looked at it that way, it's really only 2000 years, but I didn't look at it that way because it called for a reset. So that's why I'm looking at it this way. It might not make any sense. So I'm just going to just not talk about it anymore unless you understood it for what it was. The next piece I'm going to work on is this. If I put one line here in order to make it grow equally until I get to here. Now, I made a little mistake over here. It should have went to 9, except I stopped at 7. If I wanted to make a gap, I would call this the octagon. This one, because it has a point, it has only a single line and it doesn't repeat, right? If I would repeat 3 times with 3 equal lines, right, I would do this in between, or 3 equal lines, but I can't. I'll have 3 blocks and 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and then we can start to grow from here, depending what size blocks we need. So inside of this, I have 1, I need 3, I need 5, I need 7, I need 9, and then it goes down. The thing is, when I do it that way, it goes 2 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. So it's going 2 at a time dots, 2 at a time lines. Here it starts at 1, here it starts at 2. I come down to this side, I just did the center this way to where it repeats so we can understand the repeating numbers and the singular numbers. When we come down to this one over here, I did 2 lines, not 1 line, 2 lines. This I'm going to call Mars. This one I'm going to call Earth. The reason for that is Mars has a singular splitting line, right? Earth has a double splitting line. For its value is V11 and its value 1. Simple as that to show that difference. Is it true? Is it not? We don't know, but that's how I show its difference. So here is 2, here is 4, here is 6, here is 8. I did 10. Should I have done 10? Should I go any higher? Yes, I should. But this is where I stopped because I don't have a 1 here, so I ended up with the 1 here. See 181, 9 times 9, 1881. Can I do that? And then I reduced it. Now over here, I had 2 lines to show the same thing, like that. So when I count like this, right, you can see that we're still at the octagon. Still at the octagon. So when does the hexagon come in? Well, the hexagon is over here because we have a point, right? And then we might be able to stick a singular stick over here and it spins around it. That would be the Earth. This would be the Mars. Now this one over here, we'd have two sticks. Do we have two? No, we don't. We only have one stick. We can't put anything over here. The only thing we can put here is a cross like this, an X. I'm not sure what they do yet. I haven't thought of it yet, right? The other thing is now this. This creates half-lives. When I count this way, I got one line splitting a box, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5, all the way to 9. Now we got a problem. If I want to go to the next one, I can't stop. I must have to expand to 10. Either it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or I do this. The only way for me to repeat my dots is to have a full separation of an area space and run on this angle to where I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, while we're doing that, we have 2 dots and 3 dots and 4 dots. So here we're counting by ones. Here we're counting by 2. The queens run this way, right? The queens have a separate center, showing they double up on the line. They skip the half line. The king or jack are showing me this. Maybe this one. See the way this one doesn't end? Because I can't end this line. I can end the line here. It won't cross over. Or if you continue the line, it crosses over. Here, the X is created within the board. I don't know how to mention this, but this is an Earth space. This way would be a Mars space, Earth and Mars space. You can see it's an exact split line, and here's an exact split line, right? There's a singular space right over here. Here's another Earth space. See, this one would be Earth and Mars, although it splits evenly. I get 2. I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me stop. Stop. I get a perfect singular line down here, although it's a 2 space. This is the Earth space. Mars, Earth. This is a whole space. Earth would be going this way. Mars can't go this way because it needs double line. Mars is a single line. It's just like if you go like this or you go like this. This one is Mars and this one is Earth, right? You see this over here, 2 teardrops. If I move one teardrop next to the other one, I've got the heart, the exclamation point, bringing the 2 eyes together. So we're going to look at the end of this, and that's going to be the end of this video. If anybody has anything to ask me, tell me, share with me, go ahead. I'm in. And that's it. Just let me know. I'm going to have to check something here on my phone. What is this? Okay, that's cool. What's this? Wow, they're still watching this crazy video, 110,000 views. Kooky video. I wonder why. I guess it's all about nature, right? Yeah, go ahead. Wow, somebody sent me a message, and it was at a time when it was 2:22 on the clock that I just spoke about 2022. And 2022, if I was to go in time, 20 hours is 1222. It also would be 8 o'clock before it would also be 5:02. Okay. I like 5:02. It's 50, it's 20, it's 70. It's splitting a gateway. So the 222s must be talking the same thing. And like I said, there's different ways of calculating your numbers. If you want to climb up to the next number, you'll add everything by 9. 1, 10, 19 until you get to 99. If you want to add up by the difference of itself, like 7, it'd be 7, then 7 would go to 5, then to 3, then to 1, then to 8, then to 6, to 4, to 2, and then back to 9, 7, 9, 7 again. What that is 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 7 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So there's different equations you can use. And if you want to look for more information, you can go to sports. Hockey is 3 periods. We know everything ends with 60 minutes, so we need to create that 60 minutes in 3 periods. That will give me 3 times 120 degrees. Now, the thing is it 120 degrees this way and 120 degrees this way and 123 degrees that way, always in threes, right? So you'll have 360, 360, 360. Can I get another 120 degrees? That'll make 480, and that will make that completion. Yet God is, the creator is only 120. You need to create with the last part of the 120, or you don't do that. Is only 1080 or creation. I don't know which way to which context, how to contort something that looks like that. Also to know that if you have a ball and you want to stick spikes out of it, how many directions can you actually stick those spikes out without interfering with another spike or with another, like jacks? Because I do know on a square, if I just use this square, right, and I want to put something on this corner, I can put something on that corner, something on this corner, something on this corner, something on this corner. But if I was working with this, I can put something on this corner and something on that corner, but I can't put anything on the corner here. Did I not show the camera? If I put something here, right, then I can create on this corner here and then on this corner here, but I can't fill in that corner there. Did you follow? You followed what I said, right? And this would be the Mars, and this would be the Earth one. The Mars gets a 4, and it's really Mercury that gets 1, right? Mars and Mercury. I call it the Earth one because everything goes around it, right? And you do notice when I create that this area, and this area, and all this area over here, right, have not been boxed in. And if you want to tell me what that area is, it's 3 here and 5 here and 3 here and 5 here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I do that right? 3. Yeah. So there's 5 here, and there's 1, 2, 3 here. And there's 1, 2, 3 here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 5 here. So you'll have 16 and 9. 4 by 4, 3 by 3, 6 and 8, 16 and 9, equaling to 15, the letter O, or 24, the letter X. 39 are the angels. Where is my Y? Earth's Y chromosome is Earth, number 2552. It's a plugin. If I already surrounded this one, but the question is, do I surround by ones here? Here I had 4 come together. Do I go 1 out, or should I be going 2 out? 4, 12, 20 inside of this one over here. This major cube inside is 16. This major cube inside is 9. This one is 16, and this one is 9. Here I started off with 4. Here I started off with 1. The 1 center to the 8 that went around, to the 4 center to the 16 that went around, and I connected 1, 2, 3, 4 hearts to this. Here I can only create the 2 hearts. One last thing I think I wanted to do is I can come around and do this on one side, and then I can come around and do that on the other side. So 2 wings can complete the entire reality, and also producing your 6B and your 9. So that's it, folks. Thank you very much. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. If you can help out the channel, that would be absolutely amazing. Running out of pens, running out of, I need to keep like 3 of these everywhere I go. So I need at least a dozen of these, Anyways, I guess my problem, right? Put it out there. 24, Mom's birthday, 54 candles. And take care, everybody. Thank you for being here. Messer, if you can share with me that piano thing again, or something small than 3 or 4 minutes that I can really understand. Peace and love. I'm starved. Gonna get up right now. Ciao. Share, download and share just in case I